Wow.
Wow, this is some really deep stuff.
I don't know what just happened, but something happened inside of me. Something snapped. Something.
I wasn't expecting that
either. Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's beautiful.
Monster is like really small, but it had to become that to stop me.
And then the hurt child became present when you mentioned it.
And I didn't realize this until now.
There were things that I didn't remember until now.
Funny. I haven't seen that before.
It feels like I'm the monster. I'm kind of seeing images of things. Of a world where they can exist. This clarity brings all kinds of answers.
It's clear. She hugged me and then went back to her place, I guess, in my heart. Oh, it wants to come out. It wants to bippity boppity boop Cinderella me. She's melted into my chest. It's ooey gooey.
All week been finishing things, cleaning up more, started eating vegetables again last week. And it kind of just started happening. It's almost like I just finished going through a meditation session.
I feel light. When you hit that first joint, in the morning, and
I actually feel a lot more awake.
Yeah, I'm physically not feeling so great, but
Okay.
here we go.
Okay. Is there anything you want to do? Is there something we can reschedule? We can have extra meditation. Is there anything we can do?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, but I was thinking, where do we want to go today? I'm not really sure.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to keep my appointment.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, there's no pressure to go anywhere. We can just talk. We can just talk. We can see what comes up. And if it doesn't feel right at any time, or if you feel like you want to quit early or reschedule or anything, I'm fine with any of those.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
How
about a minute of meditation?
Okay.
Okay. I'll set a timer.
All right.
Okay. That was a minute.
Okay.
Any parts coming up? Any parts that you'd like to get to know?
Yeah. I think it's interesting that I'm not feeling well. I'm scheduled to do a mushroom journey next weekend, and I've never done that before. And I think there's a part of me that's so afraid to be sick, and there's a part that's so afraid to be well. I just started looking at that this week, that my daughter and I had a conversation that was really difficult last weekend, and I really had the temptation to wow. to make excuses. I didn't. I think I handled it really well, but I could feel parts of me wanting to be to blame it on my childhood or to make an excuse and to be trying to put this into words, needy so that she wouldn't abandon me. And
Yes.
the very thing she was talking about was, not my neediness, but my lack of availability. And I know I'm rambling. I'm not really sure where I'm going with this. There's something about, my guide sent me a lot of information about next weekend. It was like, bring an extra set of clothes in case you get ill. It's very rare, but you want some comfortable clothes. And I was like, oh, I don't want to get sick. I don't want to, and then but I know there's a side of me that's really afraid to get well. It's not right now. I mean, right now I would give anything to not feel the way I'm feeling, but there's something, I don't know, James.
Okay. All right. Maybe I can repeat back some of the parts that I'm hearing.
Okay.
The one that's sometimes afraid to get well, but not right now. One that's afraid to get sick, and that's connected also with the mushroom journey. And then a part that wants to make excuses in a difficult conversation with your daughter, blame it on childhood, and being needy or showing up needy, feeling like if it's not needy, then it would be abandoned.
Yeah. And that one's not working. I mean, I can feel I actually said, I can see how I've been very childish. And I can see how you feel that way. And I was really able to sit with that.
You're able to sit with the part that felt like it had to be needy?
To sit with her complaints about it. And I don't know that I really sat with the part. Man, every time I talk to you, it's like, here comes the fog again. It's like,
it's okay. Fog is welcome.
Okay.
Again, we don't have to go anywhere. I like chatting with you.
Thank you.
Rambling is welcome. I'm curious, when you say you're not feeling well, is it something that you have a good grasp on, and this is a sick thing that comes up sometimes, or does it feel like unexpected? And what I'm getting at is, does it feel like it might be parts related?
I was taking a supplement that I think has really just wreaked havoc on my digestive tract. And I thought when we were talking last Saturday, I did a couple of haircuts and I got a text. We were on our way to meet friends for dinner, and I got a text from the mother, and she said, my son has COVID.
Yeah.
And that, that terror of, oh, I'm going to be sick and I'm going to make someone else sick. And yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I get
A lot
that.
of future tripping. Yeah.
Did you say future tripping?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh no, oh no, oh no. I mean, I didn't have a symptom. I was fine.
Afraid of being sick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was one of my daughter's complaints that she asked me to pick up my grandson. And I think it was during COVID. I don't even remember.
Mm-hmm.
But the fear of getting sick was really strong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Kind of reminds me of a part that we met in maybe our second or third conversation that seemed to have that same concern about your physical well-being.
Uh-huh.
But it also kind of felt like maybe it was holding you back, or
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And just while I'm connecting dots, if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
In our last conversation, you were working with an exile who I believe was about 9 years old.
Uh-huh.
And one of the messages there was, I believe protectors were saying, don't go to that part because you'll find out how needy it is. And then you'll be abandoned. And that's what you were just saying about your conversation with your daughter.
Right.
Kind of needing to be needy. So that sounds to me like exile, perhaps that same one.
Wow.
Would you like to get to know any of these parts better? Or change your relationship with them now?
Yeah, I'm not sure who.
Okay. Maybe you can invite them all. Afraid of sick, afraid of well, the fog, make excuses, needs to be needy. Maybe invite them to a conference table and just see if any one of them needs your attention more than the others.
It feels like the one who's afraid to get well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you feeling up for learning more about that part?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
So maybe you can let the other ones know that you'd like to spend some alone time with that part. Ask them for space.
Okay.
How does the afraid of getting well part show up in your body? What does it feel like?
Mm. And it's really confusing because I when I can step back and watch myself when I keep seeing this scene of I've taken too much insulin, and so now I need something sweet to bring my glucose into balance.
Mm-hmm.
And the two parts are just, it's like you took too much. And, now you're going to make me sick. And then the other side is, then I'm eating too much sweet, and you're eating too much. And now you're going to make me, there's this back and forth trying to balance the two. And it feels like two different parts. And I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
So how does it feel in my body, the afraid to get well part?
Yeah, and I'm guessing that's the one that says you took too much, you're going to make me sick. Make us sick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, what qualities do you notice about it? An energy, color, a message? Sounds like you already shared a message. Feeling, attention.
Yeah, a real desperate feeling. It's all it. I can't remember. Is it Munchausen? Yeah, it's that. It's a child that's going. Yeah, it does feel like that. Like I'm not as sick as you're treating me, and now you're making me sick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. How do you feel towards that part?
The one who just said that?
Yeah.
Oh, it makes me sad.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear the other part going, I'm just trying to take care of you. I don't want you to.
Yeah. Okay. Just let the one that says, I'm trying to take care of you, just let it know that you see it.
Yeah.
And ask if it will give you space to work with this one that's
Oh, man.
concerned about.
Yeah, there's a lot of pushback.
Okay. And what's that pushback about? What's it concerned about?
She has to be watched, monitored.
Mm-hmm.
She can't do this without me. That's what I hear.
Yeah.
Nobody else is watching.
Right.
She'll eat the wrong things. She won't pay attention. I have to watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also sounds like a part I think we've met.
Mm.
It's a caretaker. It wants to take care.
Mm-hmm.
And it wants to do things for this other part because it's concerned that no one else will and she can't do it herself.
Yeah. Can't be trusted.
Yeah. Okay. So it makes sense to you?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel towards that part?
I really feel sad for her.
For the one that says she has to be watched?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she has no other job.
Mm-hmm. How would you feel about getting to know her a little better and seeing if we can help her relax or find another job if she's interested?
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You might let her know that you're feeling sad for her when you see her stuck in a role. And invite her to notice you.
Try to turn her face toward me, and she's just looking back at her.
Right. That's her main concern.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, you could pull up a chair beside her. Maybe just ask her what she wants you to know.
Whew, she's got a lot to say.
You feel all right listening to that?
Yeah.
Okay.
She sounds a little like my daughter.
How so?
Yeah, when she's talking about her, it's like I can't count on her.
Hmm.
She can't be trusted. I have to watch her. If she dies, I die.
Mm-hmm. Is that all making sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just let her know that. Let this part know that.
Okay.
You could ask it how long it's been doing that job.
Oh, she said since God was a boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was diagnosed at 17, so surely then, you know.
Mm-hmm. And how does this part feel about its job? How does it like it?
She resents the hell out of it.
Mm-hmm. Feels kind of alone, like nobody's.
Yeah. How did I get stuck with this, and why is it
Yeah.
just up to me?
Yeah. You could try asking her to face you again and let her know that you're here and that you'd like to help.
Okay. I'm really afraid I can't help.
Okay. Can we hear more from that fear? Why not?
Just feels too big.
Mm-hmm. And we're just talking about this job of looking out for this part that's kind of being made sick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Maybe the part that feels like it's too big, maybe you can get that part to notice you too.
Okay.
You're the one who's listening and curious.
And really calling.
How's it feeling?
It's really hard to separate them.
Okay. Yeah. You might let them know that you are able to understand each of them, but it really helps when they're more separate from you and separate from each other. Another thing we could offer the one who thinks it's too big is just not necessarily that, I have the answer, but you're not alone. And that by just pulling up that chair and listening, you might find out how you can help.
That feels so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So this part that's concerned that she has to be watched. Could you try showing it appreciation for its intention and all the energy it's put in to this job?
Yeah. Oh man, she's really afraid I'm going to tell her that she just wasted all her life instead of telling her that I'm grateful.
Yeah. Yeah, and do you think she wasted all her life? Like her job wasn't important?
Yeah, I'm sure I've sent that message.
I assume other parts have.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. You can let her know that you get that.
Why can't you just lean back? Why do you have to be so? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you can just validate that this part did have that experience. There are parts that do that.
Yeah.
and you're not going to. But this is another good reason of finding that separation between them, so that when that other part comes in and tries to say that, you can kind of intercept it. You can have a relationship with it also, so that the parts don't have to go at each other like this.
Yeah. It's like mom and dad are gone and we're just going to, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like, I'm here now.
Right. Right. And the part's noticing you more now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So it's been doing this job forever. It's resentful. What would it rather be doing with its energy if it didn't have to do this?
Mm. Just be.
Mm-hmm.
No, not check every lock and every window and door and
Mm-hmm.
just feel safe to just be.
Yeah. Okay. So it's looked out for your safety and on multiple levels.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how old does it think that you are?
Mm. Yeah, I'm about 9 or 10 again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of stuck back there. Thinks you're that age. Doesn't know you at your current age.
Yeah, there's a lot of flashbacks, you know. It's like, she was watching out for other things. And then when I was diagnosed, then that just became everything,
Mm-hmm.
But it was long before that, though. It's like, you're not safe. That's what she was believing and seeing everywhere. There's no one here
Yeah.
but me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if it feels right, you could just update her with your real age, your current degree of safety.
Yeah. Yeah.
Earlier, you mentioned a concern about this all being too big.
Yeah.
Has that changed at all?
Yeah. I really, oh, man, this part feels like she really needs just for me to be there.
Yeah. This protective part?
Yep.
And does she need you to be there for her or for this other part? Which one is she?
I think for
Where
her.
does she want you? Yeah. Yeah. You could ask her what that would look like. What does she need from you?
Yeah, there's something about, I'm hearing you blow off everything, and maybe I do get a little wound up, but can you hear me? Can you hear me when I do see things? It's like it's all. Can you just slow down and hear me?
Mm-hmm. And are there parts in there that don't want to slow down, want to blow things off? Yeah. Okay. So you could let it know, if you're up for it, that you could work with those parts too.
Oh, okay. Man.
Mm-hmm.
I keep forgetting. You're not me. You're parts of me. But yeah.
And it's completely normal for every part to forget that too. That's why they're doing what they're doing, is because they're not caught up on it. And that's just kind of the state that we're in.
Yeah, they're not caught up. I'm not caught up.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We're just catching everybody up.
Yeah. There is one that's really in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's her or not, but it's like, your blood sugar is this much. You've got to get it down. You've got to get it down. It's rushed, and it's, there's no time to wait. And that's usually when I overdose.
Mm-hmm.
When I don't trust that the medicine's doing what it's doing, but it's like, I've got to get it down. I have to have there's so much about the numbers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I know we've met a hurry part before.
Yes, we have.
I don't know how related it was. It had some other messages.
Wow. Yeah, there's so much of it. I think hurry is really big in this because it's,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm eating something I shouldn't have, then it's hurry and eat it. And then hurry and catch it before it shoots your blood sugar up, and hurry and.
Yeah. The hurry and eat it. That reminds me of that previous conversation where you were talking about being around pleasure.
Right.
If there's going to be any pleasure, it's got to be quick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you could let this part know, that this one that's concerned about the, taking care, that you get it, that you have met the hurry part, that the hurry part is a big player. And that if you and it feel like, that relationship needs tending to, that's something you can do.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's like hurry and have pleasure. You can't slow down and enjoy any kind of pleasure, and then hurry and cover it up.
Right. Yeah.
And what I'm seeing in that, when you brought that part in, it's like that is a separate part from the one who's trying to just keep me alive.
Yes. Yeah, the one trying to keep you alive has a little more steady patience and is a little more.
Well, she's definitely pushy, and she's definitely. I don't know. It seems like they're working together, though. It's like, okay, draw up the insulin, okay, and hurry.
Yeah. I wonder if they're both fundamentally trying to solve the same problem or handle the same exile, the same burdens.
It does feel like they're working together.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel towards the hurry part?
How do I feel towards the hurry part?
Mm-hmm.
Frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
And compassionate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like I see where you stepped up, and yeah,
the hurry part kept you safe too.
right. Yeah. Saved my life many, many times.
Mm-hmm. So both these parts, even though they are kind of polar, they are working together, and they both are concerned about your safety.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, James, is it another part that's afraid to get well, or are they afraid that if I get well, they won't be needed?
Yeah, so that to me sounds, again, more like, and I'm just guessing, check this out. That sounds like kind of the message or the burden that this 9-year-old or this exile is carrying. Like there's a part that feels like it has to be a certain way in order to be needed or loved. Is any of that resonating?
Yeah.
You can check it out with the protectors too. Just ask them if they know the one you're talking about and how they feel about your ability to listen to them and to also listen and to help out this other one.
I think they're feeling a little better about it just because I've had a brief conversation.
Yeah. And I think the one, that kind of caretaking one, it was right about needing its own time and attention from you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's often a mistake I think that we can make, is just trying to get protectors out of the way so that we can go give the exile a hug. And that can bring, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but the protectors are valuable parts. And our goal isn't to make them go away.
Right. Right.
The best is to find them a new job, to let them do what they really want to do, a job they're not resentful of.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes they just want to relax. That's fine too. But it's about checking in with them, especially because you have that familiarity with them. They're up all the time, right? There's always that push and pull going on. And so it might be easier to kind of check in with them more frequently.
Yeah. I mean, I have an opportunity multiple times a day. And it's so interesting that I don't, it's just, I just haven't recognized them as parts.
Mm-hmm. You could ask them if they have any tips around that. Maybe part of it is that they're so used to fully stepping in that they fully kick self out.
Say that again.
So if they're taking over because their job is so important and they've been doing it, they're efficient, then they might be kind of kicking you out, and blending with you so much that recognizing them doesn't make sense. You are them.
Right.
So you might just ask them what they think about that hypothesis and if they have any ideas around helping you help them, helping you notice them when they're in that state.
There's a whole lot of skepticism.
Yeah.
We've got this.
Right.
It's not a perfect system, but hey, she's still alive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It works. Mm-hmm. Works to keep us alive.
Yeah, but wouldn't you want more than just surviving? Yeah.
And wouldn't they like if maybe some of those deeper feelings, some of those burdens that the exile is carrying, if maybe they didn't come up as much, or if the exile was able to release them?
Yeah.
And this whole system could relax.
Oh. Yeah.
So yeah, if that starts with you noticing them, then yeah, that kind of brings us back to that question of how can you do more of that?
I don't know who just spoke, but it was like, that's a fantasy that'll never come true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is that the part that says you're not qualified?
Yeah, it's not for you.
I think we've heard a part like that before too.
Yeah.
Let it know that it's welcome. It's also welcome at the table. I bet you it's just as important. It's done just as much as these other parts.
Yeah, a lot of protection there. Don't get your hopes up.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Man, this is a daycare full, James.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. And as you continue doing this, again, you'll develop that ability to, there's always going to be these parts. So I think the best we can do, the ideal is, well, at least we can get them kind of separated. We can delineate them and understand, okay, this is this part. It shows up at these times. It's worried about this, and just developing that relationship.
Yeah. Just noticing
Mm-hmm.
and unblending, it's like,
yeah.
And the hurry part, keeps me from noticing, it's like, okay, first of all, I need to see you. Hurry.
Mm-hmm.
See you. Okay. I see you. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. That I got my hurry part is probably my it's one of the biggest drivers or managers in my system. And that means it's also a key to helping me see the others.
Oh. Yeah, I guess that's right. If I can see anyone, then I'll be able to see more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How does the hurry part feel about you giving it this attention and just thinking about how you might notice it more in the future? Is it like that idea?
I think so. I think there's some, it's going to take some reassurance.
Yeah, reassurance in the form of just noticing it more, or is there something else?
I'm not 9 years old, and
yes,
and Dad has been dead for 32 years, and
yes,
and the medicine works, and just
okay.
A whole lot of. And maybe just, can we wait 2 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, can we just sit for a minute? I won't, because I feel like there really trust needs to be built, that I'm not going to just grab the time clock away and tell her to go sit somewhere, but just, can we wait just a few more minutes before we do anything?
Yeah. And that could, you could also say, can we just hang out for a couple minutes rather than,
right.
It's not just a speed limit, but it can be, I see you and I'd like to hang out with you. Just an option.
Yeah, I'm seeing, after my daughter and I spoke, I could feel that, what do I do now? I need to fix this. I need to call her. I don't need to call her. What do I do? I need to do. And I have been I didn't realize I was saying it to hurry, but it's like, we're going to have to really take this slow.
Yeah.
We're going to have to give her some space. And maybe what I'm saying is, let me give you some space. And it feels so awkward to slow down.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't know how to do this. I know how to help. I know how to go. I know how to fix. It's like, okay, all right. Well, let's just see what happens if we color for a little while or take a walk or. And what I'm hearing, James, is, and I'll talk to you through that time. It's not a timeout.
Right. Yeah. And it's also the goal isn't merely to slow down. It's to know this part, but it's to know the other parts too. Like there's still this exile that, I'm guessing is kind of driving this part. And that's, we get to know these protectors first. So you can also kind of keep that in mind as another prize for this work is it's not only changing your relationship with the hurried part, but it's developing trust with it so that it trusts you to go to an exile.
Wow.
The one it's hurrying for.
Okay. So you get off the phone with your daughter, the part's saying, hurry, call her, hurry, do this. And if you were to show up and say, I see you, I'm not 9, Dad is dead, the medicine works. Does that feel doable? And check it out with the hurry part. Does it appreciate that kind of noticing? Yeah.
And reassurance?
I think there's something about the conversation with the hurried part, because I realize that when I'm in that space of not knowing, when she's in that space of not knowing, it's like, give me something here.
Right.
I don't know if this is going to work out or not, but give me something.
Yeah. Got to do something.
Give me something. Don't leave me just alone here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. They kind of all feel like they've been working alone.
Yeah.
Or that they're the only ones that care or have that appreciation for the importance of their role.
Right. Yeah. There is such there's a lot of loneliness.
Yeah.
A lot of night shift work where they feel like nobody is there, which is really interesting because it's something I feel a lot.
Yeah. I think that's fundamental to pretty much all parts. They feel kind of alone in their role. Exiles are concerned that they will be left alone. And this is the good news, that you have a self that can be with parts and, demonstrate that it doesn't have to be that way.
Okay. The one who didn't have hope is feeling a little better.
Yeah.
She told me, listen to him. He's smart.
Yeah. Well, I got, I'm in the same boat as you and everybody else.
Yeah, I know.
Got parts, get blended, and I'm trying to be more self-led, which means noticing them and listening to them.
Oh, thank you, James.
Mm-hmm.
I actually physically feel better.
That's awesome. I almost always do. Anytime I go into one of these calls feeling just meh, I almost always feel better afterwards. So thank you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt lousy when we started. I actually feel better.
Yeah.
I wonder how that is just recognizing.
You can find out.
Yeah. I mean, when I was talking about the fog the last couple of sessions, it's almost like illness is the same thing. It's a fog.
Yeah.
It's throwing up something so that not literally throwing up, but, making it more difficult to hear.
Right. And we did learn about the fog's good intentions. And we could even say that illness kind of has good intentions too. It's it's sending you back to bed because you need to rest. It's also that the response of being ill is also protective. Of feeling sick, of saying, I'm not hungry today, or whatever else.
Yeah. Well, when I said, illness, how did I put it? I realized that, pain it's a gift to let me know to take my hand off the hot stove.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, they're all gifts. Anxiety is a gift. All of these parts have good intentions. We wouldn't be we've been evolving or however we got here for however long. It's all there for a reason.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And now you get to have that joy of recognizing it instead of being just pulled around by it.
Right. Yeah. Like, oh, hi.
Yeah. All right. So you have the hurried part that you're wanting to do more noticing of, updating it on the current age. You have the part that I've been calling caretaker, but it's saying this 9-year-old has to be watched.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of working in tandem with the hurried part. And yeah, could let them know that you'll do your noticing of them, and in the future we can, as they trust you more and more, that we can go and work with that younger part too.
Okay. Thank you, James.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions?
I have a technical question. Have you been hearing something that sounds like a water whoop?
No.
Okay. My computer keeps doing it. I don't know why. I don't know how to stop it. And I was so worried it was on the recording. It's just like, it's very random and it just goes whoop. So anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I haven't heard it even a little.
Okay. Good. I'm glad.
Okay.
Maybe it's not really here.
Yeah.
Somebody's hearing it. Oh. Okay. Well, I haven't made another appointment. We're going out of town next weekend, or is it next weekend? Wait a minute. Yeah, we're leaving on the 13th, so I don't know when I can.
Okay. I will look for any availability that I have.
Okay.
And put that in an email to you if you'd like.
Okay. Thank you so much, James.
Thank you.
Have a
good evening.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Good night. Bye.
Night.
Do you want to help bring more self-energy to the world? If you'd like to participate in calls or help out with this project in any way, I'd love to hear your ideas. Join the Discord server or contact me at james@liveifs.com. A huge thanks to our audio engineer, Yvonne, for your care and diligence in editing the calls. To every caller for your courage in sharing some of your parts. And to anyone out there getting to know their internal system, keep going. Who knows, that might be the most selfless, helpful thing you can do for others, and you're the only one who can do it. If you'd like to see us reach the largest audience, we must please the almighty suggestion algorithms at iTunes and YouTube. And they don't care about the power of IFS. They're looking for likes and shares and comments, and the sooner the better. Follow the links in the show notes right here in your podcast player to make your wishes known. And now, a minute of meditation. Or if you prefer, pull over. You can do it in 60 seconds. Just click one of those links. They're right there, and give us a like or a 5-star rating. It would really help. If you think this project is helping people, you're helping people by sharing it. Thank you.